Hello, everybody. Welcome to the last unit in geometry, unit 12. It's actually a pretty quick unit. It's not too difficult either. The first page here is actually going to be an overview of the whole unit, and then the back is going to be the focus on lesson 1. So the unit is called transformations, and I'm going to first give you a definition of what transformations are. So a transformation is a long word, first of all. Is a transformation of a geometric figure is a change in its position, size, or shape. The original figure is called the pre-image. And something that a lot of people have a hard time getting used to is the next part. The resulting figure after the transformation is called the image. All right, you got to know that definition there. All right, all those really. Some notation that you need to be used to. A transformation maps, keyword, a figure onto its image and is described with arrow notation. Prime notation, which is just an apostrophe really, is used to identify image points. What does all of that mean? Well, let's look at the next example. So I've got two figures there, triangle ABC, and then the other triangle, A prime, B prime, C prime. The way we read that, and with the arrow in the middle, is triangle ABC maps to triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. A couple things to notice. A prime is the image of A. So what does that mean? A maps to A prime. All right, so it starts at A and it ends at A prime. Another thing you should notice is you list corresponding points of the pre-image and the image in the same order. Okay. Now, a good way to think about transformations is by visualizing a puzzle piece. As you work a puzzle, you move the pieces around by either flipping them, sliding them, or turning them. These are the basic transformations and what we're going to cover in the next 3 days. Flipping the pieces is called a reflection. That's what we're focusing on here in a little bit on the backside. Sliding them is called a translation, and that's tomorrow. And turning them is called a rotation, and that's the 3rd day. Now, all of these transformations that I just talked about only change the figure's position. They do not change the figure's size or shape. Think back to what I said at the very beginning of the notes. A transformation is a change in position, size, or shape. These 3 are only a change in position, not size and shape. The 4th one, which I don't think we're going to get to this year, but we might get to in future years, is a dilation. That does change the size, okay? But anyway, because of the fact that these 3 only change position, each of these transformations is called an isometry, and you do need to know that word. Isometry is how you say it. And all it means is the original figure and the resulting figure, or the pre-image and the image, are congruent. Same size, same shape, just different position. Okay, that's all vocab. Now we're going to focus on reflections. A reflection is a transformation in which a pre-image and image have opposite orientations. Orientation, for lack of better word, means clockwise or counterclockwise. They have opposite orientations since the figure is reflected over a line. You see a picture of that with those 2 triangles. The line that's being reflected over is line M. Triangle BUG maps to triangle B prime, U prime, G prime. And look at the order in which you read those. Triangle BUG, if you follow those letters, you're going in a clockwise direction. B prime, U prime, G prime, you got to keep the same order, but in the after the reflection, then the orientation is going the opposite way, counterclockwise. And that's going to hold true for every reflection. So I'm going to scroll down to numbers 1 and 2. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to plot those points. That's all I'm going to do first. So F is -1, 3. I like to plot all the points and then label them because I don't know which direction this shape's going to go. So I don't want to put my letter in the way. So -5, 1, and then -3, +5. Okay, and that is my pre-image. And I'm going to go ahead and put F there, G here, and H here. So what I'm looking for now is F prime, G prime, and H prime. And I'm going to go ahead and list the coordinates for those as well. Before I do anything else, reflect over the y-axis. You should know what that is. That's right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to reflect all those points over that orange line. Well, how do I do that? We'll count how far F is from the orange line. Well, it's 1 unit. Now I'm just going to go 1 unit the other direction. Where do I end up? I end up at 1, 3. Okay. G is 5 units from that orange line. Now I'm going to go 5 units the other way. And I end up here. And that is the point 5, 1. And then H is 3 units away, so I'm going to go 3 more units. And that is the point 3, 5. We'll go ahead and connect them. And label, so F prime, G prime, H prime. Okay. And notice the orientation is different. F, G, H, I go in a clockwise direction. F prime, G prime, H prime, counterclockwise. Okay. Second one. I'm going to go ahead and draw my line of reflection. So it's the x-axis this time. And then I'm going to plot my pre-image. So 2, 4, so right 2, up 4. 5, 2, so right 5, up 2. 6, 3, right 6, up 3. Does this only work with triangles? No, it does not. Am I using triangles for all of these? Yes, because you can get the point and get the idea in 3 points rather than more. So just know that you can do it with quadrilaterals, pentagons, any shape really. D and E. Now I'm going to switch and get C prime. Okay. D prime and E prime. So how far is C from that orange line? It's 4 units. So we'll go 4 units the other direction and land here, which is the point 2, -4. D prime, 2 away, so 2 the other direction. That is the point 5, -2. E is 3 units away, so 3 units the other way, and I land at 6, -3. And make sure you label C prime, D prime, E prime. Before I erase this, I want you to look at what happened. So from F to F prime, I'm going back to number 1 here. It went from -1, 3 to 1, 3. What changed? The x coordinate, right? From G to G prime, it went from -5, 1 to +5, 1. The x coordinate changed. The y coordinate did not. Same thing with H to H prime. When I reflect over the x-axis, what changes? Not the x coordinate this time, but the y coordinate. There is a little bit of a pattern developed there. Okay. Now that pattern does not hold on the next 2. So things get a little bit trickier, but not much on the last 2. What changes is what you're reflecting over. Reflecting over the line x equals -1. So x equals -1, hopefully you remember this from algebra 1, but that is a vertical line through x equals -1. Okay, that's the line I'm reflecting over. So now I'm gonna go ahead and label my pre-image. And have you noticed how my pre-image is blue? Can I get used to that? So -1, -5. Interesting that it's on the line. 2, 0. Now, make sure you're still going from the origin, right 2 over 0. And 4, -1 is right 4 down 1. What I see some people do is they set the orange line as the image or the origin and go 2 from there. It's not that. You're still plotting points like you're used to. So this is J, K, L. And I'm looking for J prime, K prime, and L prime. All right. So how far is J from the orange line? Well, it's on the orange line. So the image is the same, -1, -5. Okay. K prime is, or sorry, K is 3 units from that orange line. So I need to go 3 units the other way. It's not as easy as just shifting your x coordinate to be positive now, because now the K prime is -4, 0. And then L prime is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away. So I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away. And that's at -6, -1. Label them real quick. J prime, same as J, K prime, and L prime. Last one. Well, x equals -1 was a vertical line. So the y equals 2 is actually a horizontal line through y equals 2. All right, let's plot the pre-image 1, 5. So 1, 5, 3, 6. And something a little bit different happens here. So 3, 1. What's different? Well, not all 3 points are on the same side of the line of reflection. One of them is on the opposite side. What do I do in that situation? Well, not much different. So first of all, let's draw the pre-image and label it M, N, P. I'm looking for M prime, N prime, and P prime. All right, so M is 1, 2, 3 away from the orange line. So 1, 2, 3. I end up at the point 1, -1. Okay, N is 4 away. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I end at the point 3, -2. And then P is 1 away. So I just go 1 the other direction, just like I've been doing. But in this case, it just happens to go in the opposite way as M and N. So that ends at 3, 3. Draw that figure. Oh, that was pretty bad. Let me try that again. A little bit better. So this one was P prime, this one was N prime, and this one was M prime. Okay, and that's reflections. Next video, we're going to cover translations, and then rotations will be the last one.